evening on the World News Tonight from BGI Television, Baba Bagede Imo TV. First, the headlines. Tinubu asking NNPC to submit receipt of crude sales to CBN is illegal. Atiku. Oyebanji meets service chiefs over strategic intervention in Ekiti. Court affirms IGP's terrorism charge against 5 Fubara loyalists. How Tinubu should treat Fulani herdsmen to end insecurity. Oluwo. Fulani Association threatens to sue Nigerian army over detention of Miyetti Allah President Bodijo. On sport, Pesero seeks support against Angola, speaks on Nwabali's availability. I am Morire Rabila Lawal, the news in detail. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has criticized the recent decision by the federal government, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to instruct the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) to take control of crude oil sales proceeds from the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL). Atiku, in a statement on Thursday via his official Facebook page, asserted that this move is illegal and undermines the operational independence of the NNPCL. President Tinubu's directive, according to available information, mandates that the NNPCL to submit receipts for crude oil sales to the CBN for vetting and documentation. Atiku contended that this directive violates the legal status of the NNPCL, portraying it as an arbitrary order that jeopardizes the operational autonomy of the company. The former vice president argued that the present order essentially wrests control of the NNPCL's finances and allocates it to the Federal Ministry of Finance and CBN. The PDP presidential candidate deemed this unprecedented as a lacking legal and ethical justification and a violation of due process in public administration. Ekiti State Governor Mr. Biodu Oyebanji on Thursday met with service chiefs in Abuja to fashion out a more strategic approach to stem the current spate of insecurity in some parts of the state. The governor's meeting with the service chiefs came on the heels of recent security breaches in the state, especially the killing of 2 traditional rulers in Oke-Ako area of abduction of some school students and their teachers in Ekiti. Governor Oyebanji, who was at the Defense Headquarters Abuja, alongside the chairman of Ekiti Caucus at the National Assembly and Senate leader, Senator Okoyemi Bamidele, met with the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, and the Chief of Army Staff, General Tariq Lagbaja, separately. He also met with other security chiefs. Oyebanji at the meeting explained that Ekiti State had been experiencing peace for the past years, but that the peace was truncated by security breaches that occurred some days ago. He pointed out that the abduction of school students portended a dangerous dimension, adding that such had never been experienced in the states. The 5 loyalists of Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State, charged with terrorism offenses on Friday in Abuja, suffered a setback in the quest to stop the Inspector General of Police (IGP) from proceeding with their prosecution on terrorism offenses. Their application seeking to stop the IGP on the ground that they can only be put on trial on terrorism charges by the Attorney General of the Federation (AGF) and Minister of Justice was dismissed by a federal high court in Abuja on Friday. Justice Mobolaji Olajuwon, in a ruling under preliminary objections raised against the IGP, held that the defendants were wrong in their claims that only the ATF can put them on trial. Justice Olajuwon said the law, especially sections 3, 63, and 74 of the Terrorism Prevention Act, were clear to the effect that while the ATF has constitutional powers to strengthen the terrorism prevention law, the same section did not confer the exclusive right to prosecute on the AGF. The judge said that while Section 5 of the Terrorism Prevention Act confers responsibility of gathering intelligence and investigation on police, the same section gave right to police to initiate criminal charges in a competent court of jurisdiction. Specifically, Justice Olajuwon held that while the AGF under Section 174 of the 1999 Constitution can lawfully take over, continue, or terminate any initiated criminal charges, such right does not make trial an exclusive right of the AGF. Moving on to the next story. The paramount ruler of Igbo land, Oba Abdulrasheed Adewale Akanbi Teluwan, has urged President Bola Tinubu to take some measures to address the insecurity in the country, including taking Fulani herdsmen to schools. Oluwo appealed to Tinubu-led administration to invest in ranching for the herdsmen to keep their cattle, adding that nomadic system is injurious to them and the entire nation. Obakobi made this known in an open letter written to Tinubu while expressing dissatisfaction with the spate of kidnappings and killings perpetrated by Fulani killer herdsmen in the southwest region and other parts of the country. The monarch said most of the insecurity challenges faced by the country are carried out by Fulani herdsmen who want to survive, adding that there are also good Fulani herders. The traditional ruler also urged the security agencies to deploy digital equipment to check insecurity in the country as some part of measures to tackle insecurity. And to the next story. A group under the aegis of the Fulani Youth Association of Nigeria, FUYEN, has described as illegal the continued detention of the president of the Miyetti Allah Kautal Ore, Alhaji Abdullahi Bello Bodijo, by the Nigerian army. FUYEN said the continued detention of Bodijo by the Nigerian army without trial smacked of impunity of the highest order, and their lawyers are warming up to this matter. Bodijo was recently arrested in connection with the launch of the Nomad Vigilante Group in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, on January 17. Bodijo, during the inauguration of the group, said its primary objective is to help secure the livelihood of farmers and herders, aid in information gathering and intelligence for the Nigerian security agencies about criminals and criminalities within communities, as well as encourage peace in rural areas. The group, in a statement issued on Friday by its convener, Ambassador Mohammed Asiu Suleiman, said that Nigerian army has no constitutional power to detain any person beyond 24 hours. The group called on President Bola Tinubu to intervene and order the immediate release of the Herders Union president. From the north to Lagos. Police authorities in Lagos State say the restriction of vehicular movement in the state owing to a by-election is only limited to the Surulere area of the state, where the exercise for a federal constituency seat is taking place. The Inspector General of Police IGP Kayode Egbetokun had imposed restrictions on movement from 12 a.m. to 6 p.m. in areas in 26 states of the Federation, where by-elections and runoff polls are set to be held on Saturday, tomorrow. But while providing further clarification, the spokesman of the Lagos State Police Command, Benjamin Udayin, said the restriction apply only to the Surulere area of the state where the poll is expected to take place, and not all parts of the commercial city, as speculated in some quarters. Moving on to foreign story. The United Nations said on Friday it estimates that at least 17,000 children in the Gaza Strip have been left unaccompanied or separated nearly 4 months into the war. Each one is a heartbreaking story of loss and grief, said Jonathan Cricks, spokesman for the UN Children's Agency, UNICEF, in the Palestinian territories. This figure corresponds to 1% of overall displaced population, 1.7 million people, he told a media briefing in Geneva via video link from Jerusalem. Each one is a child who is coming to terms with a horrible new reality. Cricks said that person who children was proven extremely difficult, as sometimes they were brought to hospital where they may be wounded or in shock, and they simply can't even say their names. Lastly, on sports. With the crunch quarterfinal tie between Super Eagles of Nigeria and Angola in the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations fast approaching, which is 7 minutes underway, Super Eagles coach Jose Pesaro has asked Nigerians to support and pray for the team to come out victorious today. Following the second round win over Cameroon on Saturday, the fitness of the Super Eagles goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali remains a big source of worry to millions of Nigerian football fans. Nwabali was stretched off with an injury in the second round encounter against Cameroon and was replaced with second-choice goalkeeper Francis Uzoho, who completed the game in a 2-0 win over the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. But speaking exclusively on the program, the Super Eagles coach offered some hope on Nwabali's fitness, saying that he is recovering well from the injury and possibly is going to be in the first lineup of 11 players on the pitch. With that sports story, we've come to the end of today's World News. Before we go, some headlines. Tinubu asking NNPC to submit receipt of crude oil sales to CBN is illegal, Atiku. Oyebaje meets service chiefs over strategic intervention in Ekiti. Court affirms IGP's terrorism charge against 5 Fubara loyalists. How Tinubu should treat Fulani herdsmen to end insecurity for Luwo. On sport, we're brought to you, Pesaro seeks support and prayers against Angola. For update of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Babagbagede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Repila Lawa. Good evening.
Thank you.